live in high definition. From the area's most experienced news team, this is NBC 29 HD News at 11.
I'm tired of waiting. No more waiting. No more waiting, and I'm worried about others out here.
First tonight, the family of a Charlottesville man murdered 1 year ago today marched on the downtown mall to put pressure on police to track down his killer. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Matt Talhelm. Jason J. Shiflett's friends and family say they are frustrated 1 year after his death because they always thought they would have justice by now. NBC 29's Nora News is live in our Charlottesville newsroom now with the new details on this. Good evening, Nora.
Good evening, Matt. Well, 1 year ago today at 4 a.m., Shiflett's mother woke up to a knock at her door. It was police officers telling her that her son had been shot and killed. Now she's fighting to keep that case a priority for police.
Justice for Jay. Justice for Jay.
1 year after Jay Shiflett's murder, the chants of justice for Jay rang out over the downtown mall.
Justice for Jay.
That justice waited on, but not yet delivered.
We're not going to sit back and just let this case rest. We're going to keep pushing until we get answers.
Shiflett was shot and killed in his Carlton Avenue home on September 3rd last year. Charlottesville police have previously said they do not have any significant leads to find a suspect.
Justice for Jay. Justice for Jay.
It's those rallying cries that have been echoing here on the downtown mall of justice for Jay. The family feels that the police haven't been taking the case seriously and haven't made any developments in the last year.
It seems like to me they keep putting it on the back burner because where they keep telling me they're working on it and they're working on it. Ma'am, it's been, like I said, 360 some days. Come on, sweetheart. They've got bound to found out something by now, a clue or anything.
Shiflett's family and friends hope that by marching on the downtown mall on a busy Saturday afternoon, someone else may get curious and start asking questions.
Because Jay is human just like they are. It don't matter he ain't got money or whatever, or he ain't the president or got a title. He's still human.
Until they get answers, Shiflett's mother, Robin Bryant, says she won't stop putting pressure on the police.
And if they want me off their back, then they'll solve this case. Until then, the police department's going to hear from me left and right.
There's a different detective on that case now, and the police tell us that they are still working. They plan to update us on the investigation on Tuesday after the holiday weekend. Live in the newsroom, I'm Nora News, NBC 29 HD News at 11.
New tonight, Virginia State Police confirmed the driver of this tanker truck that crashed and caught fire on Interstate 81 has died. The accident happened around 11:30 this morning and shut down both directions of I-81 near Christiansburg. State police say the tanker truck was heading southbound when the driver lost control and overturned in the median. Smoke from the fire could be seen, as you see there, from miles away. Police have not released the name of the truck driver killed in that crash. Tropical storm Hermine is to blame for at least one death here in Virginia. Heavy rains causing some major flooding in and around Norfolk. These cars were underwater near Norfolk State University's campus. Damage, flooding, power outages were reported all across Hampton roads. Rain and strong wind gusts are expected to continue there through the night. Hermine is now being called a post-tropical cyclone, but it is gaining strength and could become a hurricane again. NBC's Sarah Rosario has the latest on this developing story.
The storm barreling into Florida as a hurricane Friday has already killed 2 people while taking out its wrath on the East Coast. Winds, storm surge, and rain flooding roads, damaging homes and businesses, and leaving hundreds of thousands without power. On Hatteras Island, North Carolina, it spawned a tornado.
The alarm came over on my husband's phone that said, "Tornado warning, take shelter."
Its winds threatening homes and toppling a camper over. This family made it out just in time.
I'm in a state of shock right now, but all the kids are fine.
Now a new target, the Northeast, and beach communities not fully recovered from Superstorm Sandy.
We've been preparing since Wednesday when we were notified of the possibility.
As people fill sandbags in Seaside, New Jersey, Hermine churns in the Atlantic and could become a hurricane again, a possibility some vacationers in Ocean City, Maryland don't want to risk.
Yeah, we saw the damage that it was doing in Florida, and then we saw it was going to come up the coast. So we wanted to get out before it got really bad here.
For Jeff Monroe and his family, their summer vacation is ruined.
Crazy. We have little kids, 4 little kids, so Just want to keep them safe.
Now he's hoping to start a 7-hour drive back to New York before the storm hits, while others are trying to make the most of it.
Just weather the storm and we'll see if there's anything we can do around here.
This as states of emergency have been declared for coastal counties in New Jersey and Delaware. Long Island beaches are closed to swimmers Sunday because of riptides, all in preparation for a storm that's been anything but predictable. Sarah Rosario, NBC News.
The Cavalier football team stormed the field at Scott Stadium this afternoon for the season opener against Richmond, and there was a whole lot of hype leading up to UVA's first game under new head coach Bronco Mendenhall. NBC 29 sports anchor Mike Shires is live with our first highlights and reaction from the team tonight. Hey there, Mike.
Hey there, Matt. The last time Bronco Mendenhall played at Scott Stadium, he lost. That was in 2013. Of course, at that time, he was the head coach at BYU. Now in his first season with the Cavaliers, Mendenhall is looking for a win in the season opener against Richmond. Junior transfer Kurt Benkert is making his first career start in his debut with the Hoos. Virginia turned the ball over on each of its first 2 possessions. Richmond will jump out to the early lead. They cap off a 95-yard drive with a touchdown there. Wahoo's trailing 13-0. Virginia looking to come back as Benkert will roll to his right and find Donnie Dowling in the end zone for the touchdown. They were down 16-7 at the break. The Spiders continue to pull away in the second half. Laletta finding Brian Brown from 11 yards out. Virginia turned the ball over 4 times in the game. They lose their season opener 37-20.
This is a really clear indicator of the amount of work that lies ahead, the amount of work that I need to put in to help these particular players who will do what I ask them to do, to play the game execution sound and physical and fast and confidently.
Virginia will play on the road at Oregon next Saturday. We will have complete highlights and post-game reaction from the season opener later in sports.
Thank you, Mike. University of Virginia football fans kicked off the season earlier today with tailgates outside Scott Stadium. Cavalier fans were hopeful going into the season opener against Richmond. Many have followed the Hoos for years and say they're excited about what the coaches are calling this new era for the team.
I haven't missed a game in 5 years, home game. So I always look forward to it regardless of how the team's going to play. But this year, and not just me, but a lot of people feel like that they feel better about the season than they have in the past at least 3 years.
Those fans will have to wait 3 weeks to see the Hoos at home again. They'll face Central Michigan on September 24th. To Decision 2016, tonight State Senator Tom Garrett is setting up shop in Charlottesville for his congressional campaign. The 5th District Republican candidate opened a campaign office on Dale Avenue this afternoon. His wife and 2 children joined him there as he welcomed and thanked volunteers. Garrett says he wants to make sure that those volunteers know how important they are to his campaign.
Social media is great, word of mouth is great. We try to be very hands-on and let people know that we're grateful for their support. People tend to do more work for you when they know they're appreciated. And so that's, it's a pretty simple formula. Treat people like you'd want to be treated and good things happen.
Garrett says he's most surprised by the influx of students from nearby universities who have reached out asking to help his campaign. Garrett will face Democratic candidate Jane Dittmar in November's election. Shoppers at Goodwill stores in Central Virginia this Labor Day weekend not only get a deep discount, they're also helping the organization's job training programs. Some of the revenue from the Labor Day summer sale will go toward programs to help disabled workers and former felons job readiness training programs. The manager of the Goodwill on Route 29 and Rio Road in Albemarle County says she has had great success with 6 employees she's hired for her store.
It's an opportunity for people that might have limited opportunities to develop some work skills. There are also job training classes, interview courses, all kinds of things that they do.
Shoppers can support those programs through the buy one, get one free sale all weekend. Most Goodwill stores in Central Virginia will be open on Labor Day. A gruesome discovery ends the search for a missing Minnesota boy abducted from a small town decades ago. Plus, a race to help researchers find a cure for breast cancer hits the streets around Charlottesville. We will take you along on the women's 4-miler.
And it seems as though the East Coast is not quite finished with their mean just yet. Details for you in a moment.
Virginia Tech tries to pick up a win in its home opener. We will have the highlights a little later in sports.